I'm Deacon Jacob, and this is the Gospel Minute, where I read the Gospel for the upcoming Sunday and offer a short reflection to help us prepare for Mass. This coming Sunday is the 14th Sunday in Ordinary Time, and our Gospel comes from the 11th chapter of Matthew. At that time, Jesus exclaimed, "I give praise to you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth. For although you have hidden these things from the wise and the learned, you have revealed them to little ones. Yes, Father, such has been your gracious will. All things have been handed over to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son wishes to reveal him. Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for yourselves. For my yoke is easy and my burden light." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. So in thinking and reflecting upon this Gospel, the thing that stuck out to me, of course, was the end of the Gospel, talking about taking on the Lord's yoke, doing this in a meek and humble way as Christ did, and finding rest for ourselves in this. And in thinking about this then, I thought, God, of course, gives us many rules, precepts, commandments, gives us the church. But if we think about it, He really does this because He is a good Father to us. He has such a deep love for us. Our relationship with God should be a love story, and shouldn't be all about rules and everything. But He gives us these rules so that we can learn to love Him, as a good Father does. He gives His children rules and to help them grow. So that is just the first aspect. God gives us love, His church, rules, etc. for our own good, to help us to grow in love for Him. And let us remind ourselves that it is indeed a true love story between ourselves and God, and how exciting that should be. The second aspect I wanted to make note of is a little reflection that I heard from a priest recently in a talk, and he talks about taking on the Lord's yoke. And what that means also is that we are taking on the vision of Christ in the world. If we are taking on His yoke, how He sees the world. And in doing that, how then we should view every single person as with this deep love of Christ. The beauty in each person, the value in each person, how they are each made in God's image and likeness. So those are just two things I wanted to offer to help us maybe reflect and prepare for Sunday Mass this weekend. So thanks for tuning in, and remember that Jesus Christ loves you, He died for you, and He walks by you every day to enlighten, strengthen, and guide you. God bless.